Oh yeah. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Depending on when you're watching this, it may be more relevant, but hopefully you guys had a good holiday season, a good new year, all that good stuff. And we are back out here in the garage, and we have something very, very cool today. It's manifold time. Look at this thing. Good grief. I haven't seen it out of the bag yet, but my goodness, just looking at it through the bag, this thing looks so good. This manifold is from Archer Fabrications, and I have been looking at this thing in the box for way too long, and so I'm so excited to get this thing on the car and see how it looks. Yeah, first we gotta do some wiring, but this thing is gonna be sweet. So if you're just joining us, we are in the middle of a wire tuck kind of thing here. I unloomed, untaped a bunch of wire in the engine bay here to kind of run things how I wanted to run it in different ways and stuff like that. And so last time we broke quite a few clips off of the harness as we're trying to unpin them or depin them, however you want to say that. But before I started doing that, I went to Ohm Racing and I figured out which clips I could order again, which connectors. And so we got all those here finally, and all the ones that we broke were ones that I could replace. So all we got to do now is fix the wiring, put it back in the connector, and we should be good to go. I do need to shorten some of the wiring because when we unloomed it, it has a new way of running, and so now we have a bunch of extra stuff right here, and this water sensor right here, that one needs to be clipped because it was running around, you can see how it's bent and everything. So we need to snip that right about here, and we'll have a more straight connection to that and just clean things up a little bit around here. So yeah, I'm gonna hop to this and we'll get things connected, get things going, and I will check back in whenever we are making some progress. Okay, we are a couple hours deep, and check this out. I am super pleased with how this is looking. We got all this stuff ran right here, brand new connector, all pinned back in, heat sheathing going around all of that. We got the sensor wire also pinned and put on the new sensor there. I gotta run this ground here. I didn't have an end for it, so I gotta get one of those to go right there, but I just have it sitting there so I know. Got a lot of this stuff taped up down through here. Right now, this stuff right here is just what goes back into there, but we got everything ran up into here. It kind of comes up and then splits off and goes two separate ways here. This runs down the back side of the motor there. I don't know if I'm going to run it up top on these little mounts that we got Cerakoted, but they're there just in case. But I think I'm going to try to tuck it all down in behind there. We got to put the heat sheathing and stuff like that on all of that, but that's all ran. The injectors are plugged in. Well, plugged in. I have to replace those connectors because they're all broken, but those are on the way. But got everything down through there where it needs to be, I think. This has taken hours, pretty much all day. If you're keeping track on wiring hours, it's been at least 2 full days. So a lot of work, a lot of tedious work, but we're getting it. It's looking nice. Really pumped how it's turning out. So I'm gonna dive back into this, keep doing some more wiring, keep doing some more taping, etc., and we'll jump back when we have some more progress. I am not 100% sure why, but before I started all this, wiring was the most scary, nerve-wracking thing that I could think of doing on the car, but after I've been diving into it and stuff like that, I find it kind of relaxing, and I just get into a little groove and I start digging around and putting things where I want it. And I mean, I'm really just moving wire and we're doing these connectors and stuff like that, but yeah, I just find it kind of relaxing. Don't get me wrong, it's still a little stressful, but you know. Okay, so what I was doing there was I shortened this thermostat connector right here because I needed to depin it and replace that connector anyway, because the one that was on it, I noticed when I was taking the harness off a long time ago that the wires, let me get it turned here, if it'll focus, you can kind of see right there, there's some wire showing through. So the casing had split on both of those, and the connector was broke right here. Well, there it is. You can see it now. It was broke off on that side, so I was replacing that connector anyway. So I had all this extra slack, and so I just cut it off, put the pins back on there, and now we have a nice short little connection right to there. So less hassle of having to wrap that up in the tape and all that stuff. So love it. I do apologize for keeping this from you guys, all this riveting content of me just standing around taping up wires and sorting through wires for hours on end. Okay, hours and hours later, we have everything in the section right here buttoned up and ready for the heat sheeting. Everything's taped up, everything's good to go, everything's ran where it's supposed to go. And I think that is a pretty clean look. I can't quite remember how it looked from factory, but I know that I removed a lot of loom and a lot of stuff that went a lot of random places, and so I think it looks a lot cleaner, so I am happy with that. I think now we need to move on to the manifold. No more panel on there. Let me get some brake cleaner and we'll wipe off that mounting surface, and we should be good to go there. You are looking good. The gasket. All right, 2 washers and 2 nuts there. Let's grab the manifold, pop it on. Oh, it's not even on there yet and it looks so good. It was a little tight going on, but we finally got it, and now we're just putting those little nuts on there to hold it in place. Whew, I don't know, man. I keep saying to myself every time, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be the centerpiece of the engine bay, but there's so many centerpieces, there's so many cool parts in here, and this thing is just gonna top it off. This beautiful exhaust manifold by Archer Fabrications is really gonna top things off with it being right in the front right there. Yeah, this thing is, it's nice. I had them do a little custom port right here for my exhaust gauge temperature. Gotta monitor those EGTs. So that looks super cool. It'll go in right here, come up, go right across the manifold, back to the back there, and it'll plug in. And yeah, we'll have a gauge inside. This thing really, I'm gonna sit here and drool on this for a minute. I can't touch it with my fingertips because if you touch this manifold before its heat cycle and you get fingerprints on it, it runs a heat cycle, it will make the fingerprint stay on there. So gotta be careful not to like bump up against this, touch it and all that stuff before we heat cycle it, but whew. Okay, I just measured, well not measured, but I put some wrenches on the 2 end bolts there to see what size we needed, and I need to run to the store real fast and get some wrenches that I don't care about, and I'll explain that in a second. Alright, so we're back with the 12-point wrenches. Now, these I don't care about, so what we're gonna do, the 10mm, these bolts over here are just way too tight in there to be able to get a wrench onto or a socket onto, what have you. So we're gonna take this wrench here and we're gonna take a grinding wheel and we're gonna cut it a little notch out of it, probably like that, where we have an open-ended wrench and we can get it in there and tighten those up. And just like that, we got it marked up. Let's grind. And just like that, a little bit of filing to clean it up, and we have a 12-point open-ended wrench. Works like a charm. I think we'll go ahead and install this guy. Ooh, look at that sun flare. Very, very nice, coupled together with the power steering pump. While I'm at it doing small stuff, I might as well pop in these Torque Solutions shifter bushings, and they go right about there. Speaking of New Year's from the beginning of the video there, one thing that's already happened super cool this year is we are now a YouTube partner, and I am just super grateful for that. Very thankful to you guys for watching, hanging out, building the community. If you take a quick scroll down below the video there, you might notice some things that are a little bit different. We were able to link the Ethos clothing shop right down there in the videos, and so yeah, we have that, and we have some other cool things that are in the works. And yeah, just super excited, and a really cool way to start out the new year. Now, I think it's also about high time that we install this thing. Carbon fiber cam cover. Yes, please. I think I'm gonna have to drop that side engine mount to do it, which it's fine. I don't really wanna do that, but I'm gonna have to. So I don't wanna scratch this thing up or crack it or whatever, and it's like, it's super tight in there. I could almost get it, but I just don't want to, I don't wanna force it. So I'm gonna hold off on that. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. That manifold is amazing. It looks so good in there. I couldn't be happier with it. I keep telling myself, like I said, like every little piece is like, oh, this is the best part of the engine bay. This is the staple of the engine bay. But it's all so good. It's all coming together so well, in my opinion, and it looks amazing in there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much, as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this amazing manifold from Archer Fabrications. And yeah, next time we got some turbo stuff coming up here soon, radiator stuff, coolant, AC. Got to finish up that wiring and all that stuff, but it's all coming together and we're almost there. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.